So if you've been watching this series, you know that I've been training for Ironman 70.3 Rockford, which was just last week. And spoiler alert, I did beat my sub 5 hour time goal. So it's the night before Ironman Rockford 70.3, and we're in Wisconsin, about an hour away. So the plan is to get my stuff together tonight, and then tomorrow morning, wake up early and then drive about an hour to the race start. What was cool was when I showed up to the expo today, I literally parked next to Noah Anderson's cameraman, and then all of a sudden Noah Anderson came up, so I got to meet him really quickly, which was pretty cool. That was actually what I was hoping for most. That was funny, that was good to see. And I wished him luck on the course. He wished me some luck too. Maybe I can get some of that speed from him, so we'll see. So this is my second half Ironman, and my first one was in the ocean. This one's in a river. I think honestly it'll be nicer this time around because you don't get the salt water taste in your mouth, and they said that actually the current is pretty strong and we're going with the current this time around. So I'm expecting a fast and fun swim, so I'm not really worried about the swim this time.
The morning of the race, I woke up at 4 a.m. and tried my best to follow the golden rule of endurance sports. Nothing new on race day. After eating some eggs and toast and drinking my coffee, I prepared my fuel for the day. And to be honest, this is where I started to get really nervous. There were more expectations going into this race than the first time around. I set a standard for myself, and I'd shared publicly my goal for this race. I felt like I trained really hard, and I was going to be disappointed if things just didn't work out.
Before I knew it, I was at the race start. The whole morning was a blur until I heard the starting gun go off and someone started playing Lose It by Eminem. And it sounds so cheesy, but out of any song, that is the one that gets me so locked in. So when I hit the water, the first thing that struck me was how little I could actually see. The visibility underwater was so poor, I couldn't even see past my hands. So I knew I'd have to rely on sighting and a straight and balanced stroke for the race. I had taken a caffeinated Martin gel right before the swim start, so with that and a strong current, the swim just felt super smooth and fast. I was actually pretty surprised to see my time as I got out of the water. I was not expecting to go that fast, but it was another little confidence boost going into the bike, which was the part that I was most nervous for. I had trained the most for the bike, but that's because I know it's my weakest link. So when the bike started with lots of hills and headwind, I was starting to get nervous because I wasn't hitting the pace that I needed to hit. But I just tried to remind myself that if I have a headwind now, that means that on our way back, I should have a tailwind. So I kept that in the back of my mind and kept going. And while the tailwind did not really come, the hills did die down and I started to see my pace creep up. I felt my energy and confidence come back, and right as that happened, I dropped my water bottle as I was taking a sip. I considered turning around, but I knew that hurt my time and there were other bikers right behind me, so I pressed on. I already drank my whole first bottle, and the one that I just dropped had about 75% of my fuel, electrolytes, and water left in it. After some quick math, I reasoned that I needed about 2 more Martin gels and some water to replace the fuel that I lost. So thankfully, 20 minutes later, there's an aid station that came up, and to save some space, I just chucked my empty water bottle. I grabbed 2 new water bottles from the aid stations along with a couple Martin gels and kept going, and this saved me. I ultimately finished the bike with an average speed of 21 miles an hour and started the run knowing that if everything went well, I could beat my sub 5 hour time goal. The Rockford run was 2 loops with lots of spectators, including my family, which helped a lot on the 3rd leg of the race. For fueling, I swapped between taking a gel and electrolytes with water at each aid station to make sure that I had a steady flow of energy. I was expecting to see Noah at some point on the run because even though he's a better biker than me, I thought I might be able to catch him on the run. And sure enough, around mile 9, I saw him, I gave him a fist bump as I passed by, and some words of encouragement, and I stopped taking fuel at this point too to just lock in for the last 4 miles. The best part of the race was hearing the music from the finish line get louder as I got to around mile 12, and when I saw my time of 4:45 on the board, I was just hit with a huge wave of emotions. All of that time and training really paid off, and I couldn't believe, honestly, that I got a 4:45. On top of that, having my family there the entire time being so supportive, I just took a moment to bawl my eyes out. Putting so much effort into something, feeling so nervous, but then having everything go even better than you planned on the day was just an incredible feeling. If you're thinking about doing a triathlon, this is your sign. The training can be monotonous, hard, and at times I questioned why I was even doing it, but then when you show up to race day and the energy of the crowd is just infectious, and you're reminded of how supportive your family is, it's all worth it. As someone who's not a professional triathlete, the whole idea of triathlon is kind of silly with the spandex suits and having to pay to just destroy your body for 5 hours, but I think we need these silly, crazy things in our lives. I'm not sure what my next adventure will be, but this was a good one. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you soon. Bye.